Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our power, who the world really calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls JC. His name is Yahweh Shai, called Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Machak Badash. Double honors be unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect out there. Just getting right to it, man. Straight to the point. Hey, that fire that Yahweh Shah spoke of is kindled, man. This year is has started off as a very hot, very intense year. It's a lot going on, man. We said the same thing at the start of last year, 2025, so called, but much more this year, man. It's a lot going on, and it's not gonna slow down. As a lot of people, a lot of Israelites specifically, hope it do. You know, that's why a lot of Israelites is tucking their tails, and particularly those who call themselves to be teachers. They're teaching other Israelites that we got time. And if you in your right mind and you actually watching and measuring the times diligently in itself via the scriptures, you don't have that thought in your mind. You don't have that idea in your head, that false idea that we got time. We don't have time, man. The Lord is increasing that fire, man, and blowing upon it. Okay, that fire represents, because there's going to be literal fire, but the fire prior to the fire, so to speak, is chaos, turmoil. Okay, dangers, perils, a whole lot of evils, man. The scriptures in Second Ezra, it tells you that many more evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. The Lord is increasing the evils in the earth because He's shortening the days. Okay, and because the wicked are being multiplied, transgression is increasing. Okay, and this again, it's been a very very hot year, man, already, and we only 10 days in. 10 days in, and as much happened, you can't possibly think that this place is gonna last or that it's gonna continue on for another 10, 15, 20, whatever years, man. But it's a lot going on, so much so that you can't keep up with it, man. Every day, man, throughout the day, I look on my phone, whether I'm checking on social media or just seeing different articles pop up or different things that brothers post in the chat. Listen, it's constant, non-stop, man, non-stop action. This is an action-packed year already, man, and it's all a part of prophecy. Okay, it's all a part of prophecy, man. And if you in your right mind, if you in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you should be excited. At the same time, us being excited, we're also preparing ourselves. Getting ourselves ready, right? As the scriptures tell us to do, make ourselves ready to the battle. Because these are times of war. This is time of death, chaos, division. These are not times to be comfortable and content. Have your feet kicked up. These are not those times, man. These are times of breaking down, instead of building up. But I'm gonna just get a few scriptures, man. Just get straight to the point, because everybody knows about the tensions going on with America. And recently America and Russia. We got tensions between America and Russia because America, took it upon themselves to go over there and seize oil tanker, and then you had Russia threatening the U.S. from that. Then you got tensions between America and Iran because there's talks about some action being done over there. Today it was reported that America just conducted a strike. It was allegedly it was a retaliatory strike on ISIS out there in Syria. But you know, regardless of the reason behind the strike, hey, it happened. So that's adding more fuel to the fire that's already kindled, man. So, and that's what Yahweh Shah was speaking of. Right? Start off with Luke 12:49. This is in the AMP. All right, and this is Yahweh Shah speaking. I have come to cast fire, judgment on the earth, and how I wish that it were already kindled. So this is a desire of the Lord, right? This is something that the Lord wants. All right, again, that fire being literal fire, right? Which that's going to come by way of ICBM nuclear missiles, right? When World War III is what's the word I'm looking for? Commenced. That's the word I'm looking for. When that World War III is officially commenced, and you know certain things happen that can't be taken back, as far as like destructive things. Yeah, it's on and popping, man. But we reaching that, because it's right now, as the Lord told us to look for those particular signs that we're in the end. There shall be wars and rumors of wars. Is the actual fighting, the actual pressing of the buttons, the shooting, all that. But the rumors of wars is the threatening, the these different nations, they like to talk back and forth. They like to what's it called exercise, do those military exercises, to show off their power, to show off their newest technology, different debating, things like that. All that's going on right now. You have actual war going on. You got Ukraine and Russia, they going at it. Okay. For a time you had Iran going at it with Israel, but they ended up coming to an agreement, signing a peace treaty, so called, but that's about to be over with. And then guess what? It's gonna go right back to the bullshit, man. Right back to the fighting. And it ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna slow down. Okay, because everything that we're experiencing, and that's to come, that we ain't experiencing yet, these are all part of the birth pains. All right. And everybody knows once a woman goes into labor, there's no turning. You don't go into labor and then be like, hold on, wait, I'm not ready. And then that labor is prolonged. No. When a woman goes into labor, it's on. Up until the very moment that baby's head pops out of that woman's vagina, and that baby's delivered, hey, it's straight up pain from that point, man. And that's where we at with it, man. Until Yahweh Shah returns, it's gonna be straight up chaos, turmoil. Pre 2020 is over with. Everybody like to look back and say they miss the old days and how things used to be. Well, suck it up, get over it, man. It's never coming back. Okay, that time is over with. We're in the time of war, man. All right, 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, and we most definitely in the last days. If you in that Ezekiel 12 spirit where it says how our people are a rebellious house, and they have a proverb among them saying the days are prolonged and the vision faileth. You in the wrong spirit, man. If you looking at what's going on today, because you can't ignore it, it's everywhere. As much as people they try to hide from it, they try to like they like to say, oh, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance will get you killed, man. Ignorance is going to get a lot of people killed. If you trying to just avoid the news, it's to the point to where it's not like, okay, it's a lot going on outside of America, but it's a lot affecting America also. So you're not going to be able to ignore it because it's at your front door, man. You're not going to be able to just say, oh, well, that's going on over there in the Middle East, or that's going on over there in Europe. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I like my peaceful world that I live in, and I like not having to stress and worry about those type of events happening. As long as it's not happening in America, I don't want to know about it. It's going to be at your front door. Okay, famine, civil war. You got a lot of unrest amongst the American people is growing. And on top of that, you got agent provocateurs being sent out to further provoke, to further and insurrection within those protests. You know, you got people. It was just a recent one where some dude who had, of course, he was masked up because they love to be masked up. He was involved. He was in the midst of a protest, right? It was a peaceful protest. I'm not exactly sure where it was because the video that I've seen, it didn't say where it was. But the dude, he showed up to the protest, started burning an American flag, and then tried to leave and just let, you know, give the perspective that those people that was there was doing that shit. When he just showed up, burned the flag, left the flag, and then left. That's what you call an agent provocateur. Somebody who comes to provoke more violence, to try to get people riled up, to make it be something that it was never meant to be. Okay, those people didn't go out there for that. Those people are expressing their, their disdain, their lack of satisfaction, and their lack of appreciation for the decisions that's being made, because the decisions that Trump is making, who's supposed to be the king, the head honcho, the president, he's supposed to make decisions that has the best interest of his people. But the things that he's doing is putting his people in danger. He's putting his people at risk. Okay? Because these other nations don't care if it's not the American citizens involved, or they ain't do nothing themselves. You are accountable for your military. If you send your military to go do some shit and you offend another nation, the other nation is going to just retaliate and strike your nation. It don't matter about citizens. When it comes to war, all bets are off, man. So people are mad because the things that you're doing, you putting us at risk. We don't want to go to war. Okay? So that's something that people can't stop. There's nothing they can do. All right? So you got that situation, but then there was another situation. There was some guy, some Edomite dude, was at this another protest, right? But there was ICE agents in the back. And what he was saying is, y'all better watch out. He was screaming to the top of his lungs, going all crazy to the camera, talking about, oh yeah, we already executed one of y'all yesterday. And he was calling, I don't know who he was talking to in the camera, but he said, oh, you guys, come on, come over. I don't know where it was. I think it was Philly or Oregon or something. I don't know where it was. But that dude was going crazy, man. He was yelling, everybody come. And he was like, yeah, you think, I forget exactly what he was saying, but he was pretty much saying like, oh, you think it's a joke? We're not playing and this and that. We already executed one of y'all and we'll do it again and this and that. Going crazy, man. So yeah, man, the tensions is rising. Okay, we ain't gonna be able to put this fire out. All right. So give me a second and I'll go to my next precept. All right. From there, I'm gonna go to Matthew 10 and verse 34. It says, this is also Yahushua. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Right? So the Lord is saying, hey, get that out your head. Don't even consider that. So that's contrary to what a lot of these Israelite camps are saying, that we're not in a time of war, because even if they don't literally come out and say we're not in a time of war or we're not in a time of chaos, they're not telling you that that's the time that we in. So by default, you're saying the opposite. You're trying to get Jake ready for war. You're trying to get Jake ready for marriage when we're in a time of war. You're trying to get them ready to be building up communities and establishing the communities, and you want to have banks and movie theaters and all this vanity, all this bullshit, man. You're trying to build up in the place that the Lord himself is throwing down. Okay? So, woe unto you pastors that say peace, peace, when there is no peace. All right. So again, it says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay. And you can say that's double fold too, man. A sword, meaning literally the Lord has come to send a sword upon the earth, which is violence, fighting, okay, chaos. Okay, people going at it, man. About what to divide. Okay, when a sword is swung, when that sword is swung, whatever it comes across, it's meant to divide it. Okay, so yeah, that division is happening on all levels, man. Whether it be in your household, right? Which I'm gonna keep reading. Man, let me keep reading first. Give me a second. It says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." Okay, foes meaning your enemies. Okay, your enemies. All right, it says they should be those of your own household. So it's going to be infighting within homes. Oh, come on, man. It's going to be fighting amongst genders. You know, it's tension between male and female. There's tensions politically. There's tensions in the military. You got people that's in the military that don't agree with the orders that they're being given. You know, you have citizens going against each other, right? There's tensions, you know, with this whole ICE situation. You have states that are at variance and at odds with. You have some people that like their whole reason this on is because he gave them he's paying them, okay. And then you got these other different states. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. You know, we're not with that. We ain't in agreement that come over here in our state, in our area, messing shit up, committing crimes. You will be locked up. Got decision on this, man. That's what. Not gonna be everybody. You know what? We're able to come to an agreement. You know, we're able to agree. No, it's never gonna be like that. That's not what the Lord wants. That's not a part of the Lord's counsel. All right. That division is what the Lord wants, and that's what's going to continue to contribute to prophecy being fulfilled, which is the civil unrest. Okay, nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and also it says Egyptians shall fight one another against the Egyptians. Just roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, that's civil war, man. Okay, and when you look at when you look at history, when you look at the way certain kingdoms, certain nations fell, and how things were before that fall, it's looking real familiar, man. And we're not saying it's going, because they got this theory, so to speak, which is really not a theory because it's facts, but you can't use that as law. It's not exactly how it's gonna go. All right, because hey, the Lord knows. But they say, hey, most kingdoms when they fall, they pretty much they last 250 years, man. And then in the year 250, things start to crumble. That particular kingdom begins to crumble from the inside out. You see the women rebelling against their men, their husbands. You see gender wars. You see they can't agree politically. The military is out of whack. It's a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of factors, man. And we seeing those things happen, right? It's looking real familiar. So we're not gonna say it's gonna fall exactly in the 250th year, but hey, we damn close. We know that for sure. Okay. So yeah, man, we're looking forward to see how the rest of this year play out. All right. And hey, the Lord gonna continue to make things hot, man. It's already popping, man. All right, I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures to close out, right? I'm gonna get Second Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at the top and read down. Second. Bear with me. I just got to my destination. Let me see. Salaki, just bear with me 1 second. All right. Second Ezra 16 from the top. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So that time is coming. The time is close. All right. Because every kingdom that the Lord allows to erect, to be built up, he also gives it an appointed time to fall. Okay. Because those kingdoms are not the kingdom of heaven. So every kingdom that's established and built up, it has a set appointed time for them to be able to rule. And then it's going to be translated. It's going to be, there's going to be a changing of times. Okay, and we approaching the changing of the guard, man. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Okay, yeah. So pretty much, hey, the things that the Lord spoke by way of his prophets to happen, which is lamentation, mourning, woe. Okay, evils, perils, dangers in the earth. The Lord is the one who spoke those words, so those things are going to come to pass. And he's saying, who is he that may drive them away? Who can stop what the Lord ordained to happen? Nobody. Nobody can stop it, man. Nobody can argue. Nobody can try to counsel the Lord. These things are going to happen, man. Hey, the scriptures say, no one of these shall fail. All right. These things are faithful and true, meaning the prophecies. All right. It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in a wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Was that arrow particularly is talking about a missile, man? That strong archer was talking about the missile that's in them silos. That is the likeness that the prophets of old, the similitude that they was able to use. That's all they knew. So that when those missiles is shot, it ain't no type of technology can turn that away. When the missiles is shot, they shot, and wherever they land, it's going to destroy. All right, and then, like it says, man, who may drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Ain't nothing. You can't debate with no hungry lion. You can't sit there and try to plead with a hungry lion, man. When that lion hungry and he sees food, when he see prey, he hop on that. All right, let me get the last couple ones. Verse 7, it says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? All right, and those plagues, pretty much a plague, when you look in the definition of a plague is something that causes trouble, all right, that causes distress. And it's many different things. You're going to have actual plagues, which is diseases and pestilences, but other things are considered a plague as well. Things that disrupt, things that cause distress and anguish, okay, and discomfort, which is, the life that people know today. That shit is about to come to an end. The comfort, the luxuries, you know. And the last verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Okay, so that fire is kindled, man. And it's going hey, 10 days in, and every day it's a new article, a new what do you call it, a new report of something happening, man. It's like, hey, like the apostles always say, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because people making plans for summer and spring. Oh, I want to go travel to South America, I want to go to the Bahamas, I want to do this and do that. They making all these plans, and you have no idea where this world gonna be, especially America, by spring, summer. So, hey, man, Lord willing, hey, some shit continues to happen, man, and hey, may things continue to happen every day. Hey, let's just keep it rolling, man. Hey, may the Lord continue to, you know, um, bring forth more from the momentum that's already been built up. All right, but I'm gonna close out there, man. Just make it real quick. Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. And with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors unto the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect. DTA Abba Babal, Kwame Ashala. Till next time, Shalom.